Recruiters waste hours every week cleaning up messy CVs, and most of you think it has to be done manually to keep up the high quality, but it doesn't, and I'll show you how in a second. I'm Fabian, co-founder of Automine Solutions, and we've helped 30 plus recruiting agencies scale by using AI and automation. In this video, I'll break down exactly how you can use n8n to automatically turn messy CVs into nicely formatted and anonymized CVs. Right now, the manual process of your team probably looks like this. You will get random CVs sent by LinkedIn, by email, and all of them will have a different format. So you then go ahead and need to deal with all these inconsistencies with different formats. Let it be a Microsoft Word document, a TXT file, PDF. I've seen everything for our clients. So the time-consuming part for your team is then to go ahead and anonymize this information, like for example the company names. You will need to rewrite parts, you will need to fix typos, you fix the formatting to actually in the end have a clean PDF that you can share with your client with anonymized data. But you don't need to work like this. There's actually a simpler solution who lets you automate the whole process and get rid of human errors and all the time wasted on this task. So the example CV I'm working with right here is just like a random TXT file that I've generated, right? So you might get TXT files, you might get PDFs, docx. Some of them might be too long, some of them might be too short or bad formatted, and this will just take so much time for a team to get right. So I will just show you how this random CV, once I upload this into our n8n automation right here, which is a basic version, right? So of course we can connect this with Slack and your CRM. Once I upload this TXT file here, submit this, and it usually takes like 1 to 2 minutes to transform this. And I'll show you the result, how this looks like after the n8n automation right now. And there we go, we got it as a download. So let me just open this one up, and you see we got like a watermark on it with the Automine Solutions logo. This is of course optional, just for like some clients want to have this watermarked. And we have anonymized in this one is of course also a pretty standard template. We can adjust this to your needs, but we have the short summary, we have the skills, tools the candidate has, the knowledge, the languages, certifications, and the experience as well. And here you say, for example, it says global technology consulting firm. It doesn't say like any name, so it's anonymized. We'll have the education, any projects, but yeah. This is basically automatically created. You can adjust the template you want to use for this, the structure, how extensive the bullet points should be. Everything can be customized, but all of this that your team is normally doing manually, you can automate. So let's now dive into how this n8n flow actually works. So for this one to work best, you should be on a self-hosted n8n version. So we, for example, host our version on DigitalOcean, but there are some other providers that you can just easily host your own n8n, just of course because it's cheaper. And also you have some options like we do right here with Sterling as a PDF converting or like file tool that you don't have in the cloud version. In the cloud version, you would, for example, use APIs that can convert file types and stuff like this. But yeah, for this one, this is basically for free if you do it on the self-hosted version. So right here, we see we get the binary object or the binary data of the file we uploaded. And the first step would be to just turn any file that you have into a PDF file, right? So this you can do with Sterling, as I said. It's something that you run on your instance and n instance as a Docker, and can just set this right here to different settings. Those are all pretty default, but this will turn any file you see here into like PDF. So we turned the CV we had as a TXT file on the left, we turned into a PDF, just so we have like one same file type we can then work with in the next steps. So what we're doing as well at the same time is we're getting the page count, just so we know like how many pages this document has. Also via an endpoint we can use with Sterling, and then merging this, right? So we have like the binary object here as well as the number of pages. So we can then split them properly. Also again, here Sterling PDF is getting used, and this one is like a zip file as a output like you've seen here. It's not a PDF anymore, it's a zip file because we split the pages into separate ones, just so we have like separate pages to analyze into the AI model, and this one is zipped up in a zip file. So then we would decompress it to open and get a single separate items. So you see right here, from 1 items, we turn into 2 items because we have 2 pages. And then basically it's turning the PDF file into text, right? So for each item or each page of the document, we would get the content, right? So for example, this one is the content of the first page, and this one is the text content on the second page. Then we just aggregate this together. So we have like 1 item for the whole text on all the PDF and feed this into like a LLM chain. And this one is just then our AI prompt, which basically does the transformation and the formatting that we need. So in our case, it will anonymize it. You might have like an n8n workflow that doesn't anonymize and just like cleans and formats the data nicely, or the CV. But yeah, here of course you can write the prompt how you like. In this example, I say please remove all identifiable information like names, phone numbers, company names, etc. And then of course we can decide on some structures on how the page should be structured, how many bullet points, longer or shorter versions, which kind of sections we want. And as a result, we're getting an HTML code, which we can then turn into like another PDF. And of course here I'm getting our logo just for the watermark. I'm adding the watermark onto it and then responding with the binary file basically in our n8n form, right? So that's basically all the magic that's happening in the n8n flow, which can of course be adjusted, right? So we've built solutions for our clients where you use PDF APIs that you can create like a dynamic template. Of course, you can, if you're on a cloud version, can use other APIs than Sterling if you're not self-hosted. And you can also connect this with your CRM or other processes, right? So based on this, once the CV is anonymized, you might want to upload this into your CRM or send this to a Slack thread. So this can all be adjusted. So if you implement workflows like this one into your business, you can expect your recruiters to save at least 5 hours a week on just formatting and anonymizing CVs. At the same time, you have a repeatable process, and every recruiter and every resume they do looks the same and follows your structure and your format. And of course, you will have 0 human errors in anonymization or the formatting of the CV, and it's just like clean, repeatable and fast process that saves your team a lot of time. So this workflow replaces the entire CV process of formatting, anonymization, restructuring, and preparing everything for submission. The team gets a client-ready, polished resume automatically. And it cuts down mistakes, saves your team time, and enables your recruiters to do what actually moves the business forward instead of just reformatting CVs. If you want to build the workflow yourself, you can download the n8n template for free in our resource hub, and you can check out the link for this in the description. But if you're running a recruitment agency and don't have the time or technical knowledge to do automations like this, but still want to scale your business without increasing your headcount, that's what we do at Automind Solutions. You can book a free strategy call with Niklas or me in the description, and we'll help you figure out how to actually use AI and automations and see results as fast as possible in your business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.